So it's kind of fun to look back and talk to people who knew us from 5 years ago when we had barely opened our first store. And today we're at 22 stores. So those people will come up to me and go, Vivian, you really did it. Because I remember when you opened, you said we're going to be a chain. And so I look at my competitors, people who are much better funded, had much better locations, much better merchandise, everything, right? If they're still open, they're on the verge of closing. And so from day one, everything we did was to maximize sales, maximize performance, be the best practice, and grow. It wasn't, well, when we get our processes together, we'll grow. No. Let's see what ticks and grow, because revenue cures all else. And I don't think I would have done that. I don't think I would have been at the place that I am today had I not thought, I'm gonna grow and I'm gonna be big. I don't know how to think small. That's not part of me, you know?
Let me first start by saying, I think failing at innovation is part of innovation. You have to fail at innovation to innovate, in my opinion. A lot of people think failure is bad, you want to avoid it. Failure is awesome. Failure is fantastic. The trick is you got to fail fast. Do I have experiences failing? Yes. I've failed at a lot of things. I mean, in a macro sense, my first venture startup back in '99 was a colossal failure that I was involved with. I mean, we raised $60 million in venture capital, and at the end of 4 years, had really very little to show for it. We hired a lot of people and fired a lot of people, and built offices all over the globe, and built some great technology, but it was a big train wreck. And that failure, I think, at a high level, really, I think, built the foundation for the way I do business. If I didn't have that experience at failing, I think, I'm quite certain I wouldn't have been as successful as I've been.
I do feel like overall innovation lots of times has to come from just somebody who's fairly visionary. Lots of times I feel like customers get so down into the dirty details that they can't think outside the box enough. You know, they'll tell you how to fix or tweak your product, but they won't tell you how to build something revolutionary.
And when you can sit down and ideate and experiment on some sort of creation or concept, there's no wrong answers. I volunteer and teach art. I have for the last 5 years for my daughters. I have 4 amazing daughters. And every year I go in, I've taught kindergarten to 5th grade. And last year was kind of interesting. It was the first time I taught 5th grade. But I've been teaching all the other grades, and I ask them every year, who's an artist? And in kindergarten, everyone puts their hand up. And by the time I got to 5th grade, I asked the same question every year at the beginning. I said, who's an artist in here? And there were 2 hands that went up. People are afraid to ideate because they're afraid to be wrong. Just like children are afraid, or not afraid, they don't have any inhibitions when they're in kindergarten, but somewhere along the lines, someone told them to draw inside the lines. And when in reality, there's no mistakes in art. And that's what I tell the kids. And you should have seen the creativity that came out of them. When they had permission to be amazing, they rose to the occasion, and they did some amazing things last year. And it's just like us, we're told we can't do something, or that's stupid. Well, look at the people that are telling you that you can't do something. If they've done it, probably not. If you give yourself permission to be amazing, or permission to be great, then you're going to turn around and do those great things, and you're going to rise to that occasion. So many people told me I couldn't do what I did when my business partner and I started Struck. Well, guess what? We were able to do that and more. And it's because I don't put limitations on myself. And neither do those around me that work with me. The first thing we do is remove that lid and we look for opportunity to be amazing.